Did you just pull for Nahida? Well, have no fears, because in this video you will get all information you will ever need to build her correctly.
Time for takeoff. Temple of Wisdom. Torn to oblivion.
I will have order.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Our Dendro Archon just had a rerun, and now we are going to cover absolutely everything about her, and I will tell you just how to build her so you can get the maximum out of her. As always, we are starting firstly with talents. Now, normal attack. Yes, I do know that I have triple crown on my Nahida. All my archons are triple crowned, so don't bother about that. You don't need her normal attack to be not even second level, because you are not going to use her normal attacks except if you're pulling for C6, and yes, we will cover that one a little bit later, but just believe me, you don't need her normal attack. Now when it comes to her skill and her burst, yes, definitely go and crown those two, except if you are, of course, just keeping those crowns for DPSs, but her skill is providing so much damage. When it comes to the multipliers and Trikarma purification, well, there are some amazing boosts on that, okay? You're going to get more than 30k for sure on every single hit from Trikarma if you build her correctly. And yeah, the interesting thing is that it is lasting for 25 seconds, so that's amazing thing. Now when it comes to burst, the burst is actually boosting all of your damage, and you can see here that we have pyro, electro and hydro. Yes, Nahida does want all of those characters, all of those elements in her team, so if you can put all of them, that's great. That is going to be great. And there are a few things that you get with Constellations, so we will cover that one in short bit, but yeah, keep in mind that you want pyro, electro and hydro characters with your Nahida. Now we have these two passive talents, okay? These two are amazing. And you will need your Nahida to be at 1000 elemental mastery, okay? And if she's at 1k elemental mastery, then you are getting full boosts here, okay? Transferring 250 EM to your DPS. I mean to all characters, but let's just talk about DPSs, okay? 250 EM on your DPS. Then the second thing, you are getting 80% elemental bonus damage and 24% crit rate on your Trikarma purification if you are at 1k elemental mastery. So keep that in mind. That is amazing, believe me, because you will provide so much more damage with your Nahida to your team and definitely boost it to the maximum if you get over 1k elemental mastery. The second thing we are going to talk about are weapons. Now her signature weapon, of course, is the best choice out of all. I mean, just the amount of boosts it's giving you, it just doesn't have anything to compare with. I mean, you have Mappa Mare and Sacrificial Fragments. Those two are the only other options, because you need as much EM as possible on your Nahida, so nothing else actually compares to the Thousands Floating Dream. Next on the list are artifacts, because Nahida is providing boosts, especially for your Dendro DPSs. She should use Deepwood Memories for the artifacts. And if you're wondering, yes, EM, EM and EM. And it's probably not going to be enough. So if you can get one artifact with more than 60 EM, then you are good to go, because that way you will have more than 1k EM when you put all these together. Okay, so nothing on feather, but 79 on flower, and I'm 19 above 1000 EM. So yeah, if this flower had 60, it would be exactly 1k. The most important thing is, if you are not having C6 Nahida, you should boost her EM to 1000, and that's it. Okay, if you have C6 Nahida, then just go crit rate and crit damage, and that's it. Because at C6 she becomes a DPS, sort of. Now, finally, Constellations. C1 is great because it is boosting all Pyro, Electro and Hydro boosts that you have on your Nahida for her burst, yeah. And it is good, but it's not providing you that much more boost on her. I'm not sure if I should suggest going for that one, because I think that it's not good enough. Okay, I think it's not good enough. I was watching few videos, both C1 and C2. Yes, you are getting 20% more crit rate and 100% more crit damage on your Trikarma. Also, you are getting your enemies 30% defense decreased for your Trikarma and for your Nahida. But in the end, it didn't actually boost that much. Okay, their damage was boosted from 30 to 40-45k at maximum, and that's it. So I wouldn't actually suggest going for C1, neither even going for C2. Okay, and now C4. Well, it's not that good when you have only one enemy, and when you're fighting boss, well, it is only one enemy. So C4 is, if you're not going for C6, it's total waste. Okay, it's total waste. C5, yeah, just boosting her burst, and yeah, the last one, C6, kinda making Nahida into DPS like Yelan. Yelan has 5 instances and Nahida has 6, so you are going to use her normal attack 6 times and her Trikarma is going to be activated 6 times. And that's it, yeah, increased damage by 200% of Nahida's attack and 400% of her EM. So it is kinda good, you know, her C6 is amazing, but do you really need it? I'm not really sure. If you have enough money or just money to waste and go for C6, I don't know. I guess if my channel was big enough, I would go for C6 on every single character, and this one wouldn't be one of those which I would regret pulling C6. So yeah, definitely, if you can, go for it. You're not going to be disappointed, because 6 times activating Trikarma, and if you can build her even better, then it's going to be amazing. You're getting boost from C2, you have some boost from C4, and you do have some boost from C1. Of course, C3 is going to boost even more. Maybe C5 is also going to boost C6 even further. But the thing is, you don't need Constellations, okay? Nahida is good at C0 as she is, and don't worry about it. Just go above 1k EM and you're good to go. I do have some crit rate and crit damage, 45, 122, nothing spectacular, and 117 ER, but mainly just focus on EM because she's going to boost all of your characters. So just go 1k EM and your, let's say, Alhaitham or Tainari, they are going to hit so hard. It's just going to be perfect. And there's one more thing that we need to cover about our Nahida, and those are teams. Okay, the best duo in the game that I said a long time ago are Raiden Shogun and Nahida. Believe me, those two are the best duo in the game. Now, when it comes to the full team for Nahida, well, this is one of the teams. Of course, this is the second one. You can put your Tainari if you don't have Alhaitham, but Alhaitham is amazing in this team, and Nahida is providing so much more damage. She's boosting so good, and Alhaitham is amazing DPS because of Nahida. Without her, there wouldn't be so much damage that he can do. There are some other options, yes. Instead of putting Raiden Shogun, you can put Cookie, or maybe it's going to even work with Fischl and Beidou. I didn't even try it because Raiden is just so much better that I didn't even bother trying it. Now, instead of Kokomi, to boost your damage even more, yes, you can put Bennett. And if you're thinking about some other teams for Nahida, well, I'm not really sure. Many things can work out, but in the end, you should put her with Hydro and Electro. But if you have some other ideas, well, feel free to leave them down in the comments after the video ends. And yes, I do know that you can put Bennett in this team and then you have all 3 boosts for Nahida, and yeah, that might work the best. But we do need someone to boost HP for our Neuvillette, because it's not going to work the other way around. Bennett is not providing any boost to Neuvillette, so we don't need him. Anyways, Nahida would work also with Kaching and with Nilu. So if you have free time to check those teams out, you can try those. You should put Bennett instead of Raiden Shogun, because he is going to boost Kaching even further, and it just might work, okay? It just might work. So yeah, that's everything that I have today from my Nahida. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments and subscribe, because there's going to be more guides on this channel. So be sure to check them out, and I'll see you soon.